In Module 6.2, you create secondary beams and also learn about beam systems. A secondary beam is a member connecting primary beams that are normally simply supported. A secondary beam is shown with the green leader in the image below. A structural beam system will automatically distribute beams by either using the one-click method in closed bays or sketching a boundary. There are a number of different layout rules including distance, fixed number, maximum spacing and clear spacing. On the right-hand image below, you can see that we've distributed precast concrete planks using clear spacing. A structural beam system can be used in 3D bays and can also be used for cold-rolled systems for purlins or cladding rails. The beam system can also incorporate structural openings that can be added into the sketch. Go ahead and open up Project A. The project opens in the 3D view. We're going to begin by placing out some beam systems on the 02 second floor plan. To do this, in the project browser, let's go ahead and open up 02 second. We'll begin by placing out our beam systems. Before we place the beam systems, it's vital that we ensure that the work plane is set to the active level. To do this, on the architecture or the structure ribbon, we can go ahead and select the Set command. In the work plane dialog box, let's change the work plane here. You can see it's currently set to reference plane 02 top of steel, and here we'll set this to level 02 second and click OK. We'll then zoom into our first bay. If we look at this first bay here, you'll notice that the bay isn't encapsulated by steel framing. Also here we haven't got a continuous support across this face, so we will not be able to use the single click placement method here. But let's go ahead and select the beam system from the structure ribbon. You'll notice here that if we look at the context ribbon, we have automatic beam system and we also have sketch beam system. I'm going to ensure that tag on placement is selected, and then on the options bar here I can select my beam type. So here we'll use UB 305 102 25. Notice here we have our layout rule currently set to fixed distance. I'm going to change this from fixed distance to maximum spacing. And then just to the right hand side, you'll notice here that we can change our maximum spacing, and I'll enter 2000 millimeters. When we're using maximum spacing, you'll notice here that the justification option is grayed out. So Revit will equally distribute the beams but not exceed 2 meters in spacing. And finally here, you'll notice we have our tag style. I'm going to change this from system to framing. And now we can begin by placing out our beam systems. Now, you'll notice as I hover over one of these beams, you'll see that Revit previews the intended beam system. And we want to have the framing in this direction. So I can now start to left click to place out my beam systems. Of course, if we don't see a preview, then we won't be able to use the single click method. So you'll notice here, my beam system is bleeding through a number of different bays, so I'll leave that one, and I'll do that later on with the sketch method. So again, we'll go through and place out all of these framing systems that can adopt the single click method. And again here, you can see that I'll have to leave this one. So here, we're now going to use the sketch beam system. So with the command still running, we can now change our mode from automatic beam system to sketch beam system. And if I now do this, you'll see that we now have two modes. We have boundary line and we have the beam direction. I'm going to begin with boundary line. So I'm going to start by using pick supports. I can then pick my supports, like so. And of course here we haven't got a support, so we can revert back to using a normal line. And here I can just sketch my line in. Of course, this has to be a closed system. So on the modify ribbon, I can use trim extend to corner. And of course, I can pick my line work here and ensure that it's completely closed. Now here, you'll notice that this symbol is representing the current beam direction. So we need to change that. So I'll select beam direction and I'll pick this line here, which will then conform with the rest of the framing direction. And of course, we can select the green tick and you'll see that that framing is then placed in. So I'll now continue that through the rest of the model. So we'll go back to beam system, sketch beam system. Here, I'll pick supports again. And we'll pick these three supports. I'll ensure that the beam direction is running in this direction here. We can then go back to the boundary line mode, and of course here I can use pick lines. I'll select the edge of my slab in this example. I'll go back to trim extend to corner, and again ensure that the bay is fully enclosed. Yeah, and we have another one to do here, so we go through the same process again. So we'll go to beam system, sketch, pick our supports, like so. We'll pick this line here of the edge of the slab. I can then change my mode to beam direction and just make sure again the beam is running in this direction, and then use trim extend to corner to tidy up the bay. Okay, of course we have another 2 bays to do, so we'll just go ahead and finish those and finalize those. So let's sketch again. Again here, I'm going to use the pick supports method. And we can just go around and do that. And of course, then we'll revert back to line in this case, and I'm just going to trace off my boundary. Notice here I'm using the center line of the wall. That's absolutely fine. And here you can see my beam direction is currently good and correct. If we click the green tick here, we can see now the framing is placed in. And of course, we'll now do our final framing bay in here. And we'll go back to beam system. Once again, we'll select sketch. I'll pick my supports. I'll pick this line over here, which will be our grid line or the center line of the wall. We'll use trim and we'll tidy up the boundary like so. And finally, I can use beam direction and simply pick the direction that the framing needs to run in and hit the green tick to finalize the beam systems. So you can now see all of our beam systems are placed out. Once again, if we switch back to the 3D view, we can then review these beam systems and take a look. Of course, what you will notice is the beam systems are actually on the wrong level. So we can change these quite easily. I'm now going to Windows select everything in the project. We'll go to the filter option on the context ribbon, and here we're going to make sure that we say check none and only pick the structural beam systems. So you'll now see those beam systems are selected. Notice on the context ribbon we can edit the work plane. So if I select edit work plane just in here, we can now change this from the 02 second floor to the reference plane 02 top of steel. And of course, all our beam systems now move down to the correct location. Okay, so that completes this exercise. The final step is to save your file.